Welcome to another episode of the 2-for-1 podcast. I'm your host, Dion, and alongside me, as always, live from the state that currently has 0 playoff teams active this season, it is the man, the myth, the Nate. Mr. Taylor, how are you doing on this fine Wednesday afternoon, or evening, I guess we should say?
It's like 8:50. I think.
Yeah, it's pretty late at night.
That's typically when the sun goes down. That's called night, Dion. Yeah. Anyways, they should bring back the Nets to somewhere else, not New Jersey, probably, because no one cares about them anyways. But just put the Nets somewhere else before we expand the league. Put the Nets and like Memphis somewhere else.
Oh, you're jumping on the LeBron wagon if you don't like Memphis either?
That's just like, who likes Memphis?
Fair enough. I don't have much of a counter argument there. But joining us today, we have 2 very special guests here to help us break down what will be probably the most exciting first-round matchup of any of these NBA playoffs. We have live from the state where they haven't had a professional championship in, 35 years?
35 years, that's right.
35 years, live from Minnesota. You might know him on Instagram as @ProbablyBadNBATakes. So it's our resident Timberwolves fan, Nathan. How are you doing today, sir?
It's a pleasure to be here. It's finally warm here, so that's nice. We're in flip the switch season, as we call it in Timberwolves terms. So we'll see what happens there. But
wait, I wanted to ask you, so because in Minnesota, isn't like in the winter in Minneapolis, there's like tunnels or whatever, or like things to get to each buildings?
Yeah. So we have skyways that connect all the buildings. That's all downtown. We have tunnels at the U of M. So you can stay out of the cold if you try.
Do they open up in the summer or no?
I think they're still open. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's sick.
Yeah. I mean, they're not like they're not outdoors, but they're still enclosed. But yes, we do have the skyways there.
Said summers in Minneapolis are very nice, so I'll take his word for it.
Yeah, we'll take that.
I wouldn't know. I've never ventured out there into like is that considered the Great Lakes region still, or is that more like Midwest? Or what are we calling Minnesota?
Yeah, we'll call it. I mean, if you drive 2 hours north to Duluth, like you're right on Lake Superior, so we'll count that. Yeah.
Fair enough. Shout out to one of our co-hosts, Josie. I've been to Cleveland, but other than that, I don't have much experience in that region of the country. But pleasure to have you on, coming back to the show. Now our resident Timberwolves fan, love to see it. But also joining us on the other end of the battle here, our resident Nuggets fan. It is Nick from DNVR Sports. Nick, pleasure to have you on once again. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. Easy day. Getting ready for the playoffs. There's practice today. Yeah, just an easy day.
I love it. I love it.
You were cleared for 5-on-5 scrimmages, right, Nick? So you got it.
I was, but not all the Nuggets. I will say that.
Okay.
Right. And we're going to get into all of that, of course. We're going to be previewing that first round series, which kicks off this Saturday, 3:30 Eastern time. So we'll dive into all of that. But before we get into the specifics of the matchup, just kind of wanted to give you guys both a chance to kind of recap your team's season, kind of how you felt about the team's performance throughout the way and leading into, how you feel going into this first round playoff series. So Nathan, we'll go to you first. Obviously, you haven't been locked in on the Timberwolves the last week or so because there's really no reason to with the lineups that they've been throwing out there. But I know you are pretty locked in on the team throughout the season. You do some of the most magnificent write-ups on the team, which I wish you turned it into more like consumable content. You just kind of put it on the Instagram stories. But it's always a pleasure when I see Jenny McDaniel's face pop up on my bar when I open Instagram, because I know there's going to be something good there for me to read for sure. But just kind of give me like your general thoughts on the Timberwolves season.
Dion wants to consume you, so let him consume you.
It's very flattering. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, unless you're like a Terrence Shannon Jr. fan, like last 2 weeks have been absolutely nothing. So, but I mean, season overall, like we've just goofed around the entire time. We've been bored, and we're just waiting for the playoffs. And now we're here, so I don't know. Like I'm hoping like we do flip that switch that we've been talking about. But yeah, it's like I feel like the team has not been locked in the entire year, and we've just been waiting for April to show up pretty much. And now that we're here, we have potentially like the hardest run to the finals like of any possible team ever. But I mean, that's not to say it hasn't been fun. I think Ant has like taken the superstar leap. He's like clearly top 7 in the league, and that always feels good, like going into the playoffs I mean, now that you have a bona fide superstar, you can actually win a championship, it feels like. Mm-hmm. James really made some improvements offensively too. The shooting has been sustainable. He's not shooting 50%, obviously, like I was on last time he was at that number, but now he's a genuine like threat from deep, and you can't leave him open anymore. Julius, since I last talked, has gone the complete opposite way.
I know this experience all too well, man.
No, it's tough because like he goes kind of with his shooting, I feel like, and through the first 12 games when I had been on, he was shooting 41% from deep, and then he shot like less than 30 for the rest of the year. So it's like it's just like brutal. Julius throwing the ball and he's not playing.
The energy was also just up, and like he was playing with gusto and had all this confidence, and then it's just I make like $30 million a year. I want more money, but I also don't want to actually go and try to make that money. That's always been the thing with Randall, the highs and the lows, and I think you just have to deal with it and know that at the end of the day, you're going to get one of the two outcomes, and you just have to hope for the best. It's really a flip of the coin at this point. What I wanted to ask you about Ant was, because me and Dion debated this, I think, the other night. How confident are you that he's 100% healthy? Like, do you think that knee is going to be an issue for him in a first-round series for a team that's been kind of sputtering offensively?
Yeah, I mean, that's the question, because from reporting, like, he has the same injury that kept Steph Curry out for like 2 months. And obviously, Ant is like, 15 years younger than Steph almost. But like, he's never had an injury that's like ever kept him out more than 5 games in a row before. And this one has been just like lingering for the last month. And he hasn't talked with like the media hardly at all. So we don't even know like where he's at really. So, I mean, no, like in my head, I expect it to be like 100% Ant, like full go, but we'll see how the knee holds up through the series, I guess.
But so you're not worried at all then that Ant's not going to be able to be Ant?
I can't say I'm not. I just have the full expectation he's going to be Ant.
Yeah.
Like, it might hold him back a little bit. It might stop him from driving a little more, which would be really awful for this offense that has really sucked this last couple of months. But I mean, this team doesn't go anywhere if he's not superstar Ant. So
where do we all rank Ant in terms of the best playoff performers in the league right now? Because I feel like is top 5 crazy to say right now?
He's in the realm.
Yeah, I mean, you have Jokic, Luka.
I think Brunson has to be in there. I'm sorry.
Brunson's
hey, where's Jamal Murray in that?
Jamal Murray, he's got a case too. But
as long as he's not throwing the heat pack, I think he's fine. But like, I mean, Donovan Mitchell, I put up there too.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell's too in there.
Like Ant and Don are very, very similar.
Yeah,
like playoff risers in that way.
Mm-hmm.
They both turn up against the Nuggets every time. I will say that.
Yeah,
at least you don't have to deal with both of them at the same time. That'd be annoying.
That'd be tough.
But yeah, I do agree. It kind of feels like this has been a very like lax season for the Timberwolves. They somehow did finish with the same exact record as last year, but it does kind of feel like a step back. And I know the Western Conference can be weird in that way. Like I always think back to like the Kings when they had that run to the 3 seed. They had the same exact record the next year, and I think they were like the 9 seed. So the Western Conference can be weird in that way, but it does feel like it was a little bit of a lull of a season, and we're, like you said, just kind of waiting for the playoffs to roll around.
Yeah, and it's just different seasons too, because last year we were really sputtering through the first like half of the season. We were right around like 500 ball, and then we kind of just went on a 17-3 run the last few games, and so it's like that's just not how it went at all this year. It's just a 5-game stretch of really good play and then really bad play. So I just have no idea. We know this team like can be a contender if they really wanted to be. They just didn't put it together for more than 3-4 games. So I don't know. Like the vibes are just so weird on the series. I really don't even know what to think coming in.
Makes sense. And Nick, how would you? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I think Minnesota is just is probably the most wild card team in the entire league right now, other than maybe Houston.
Yeah, no, I'd probably agree. And at least Houston has like the layup of a first round to kind of figure out.
Yeah. I feel like I know what to expect from Houston now, to be honest. But Nick, how would you kind of summarize this Nuggets year?
Injuries. That's been the story this season. The Nuggets have not been healthy the entire year. They finally got like their first game with like everybody since like game 5 2 weeks ago. It's been rough. The fact that they've won so many games is very telling to the talent on this team. Cam Johnson was terrible at the beginning. He's been awesome as of the last 20 games. I mean, it's just been up and down, up and down. Everyone healthy. Oh, everyone's back. Oh, everyone's injured again. It's like been all over the road. So like props to David Adelman for thugging it out. But in reality, they had a tough schedule. They had like the most back to backs in the league, and they got even more once like there's a Minnesota game that got canceled because of the snow or something like that.
Mhm.
They've had a rough schedule, I will say that, but that doesn't mean like I mean they're NBA basketball players, so it's like you got to be like ready for that. But no, the story around this team has been like, can this team be healthy for a playoff run? Can they do it? They had have they played enough games together, all that stuff. And honestly, the end of the season, yeah, again we were playing teams like the Timberwolves and whatever who were like resting all their guys. Like OKC was resting all their guys. Spurs were resting all their guys. But it was really good for the team, I think, to like gel a little bit. But with that being said, there is still now two key players that could be missing time going into the series that would be nice to have, especially for this matchup in particular. But yeah, no, the whole season has been all about health. Can this team get healthy? And the fact that Jokic led the league in what rebounds and assists per game and
Mhm.
stuff like that, like he's just
Sucks.
another level.
Awful player.
But it's ridiculous what he can do, and he even missed time. Like he's never missed time before.
Yeah.
So it's just been a weird year to say the least. But I think the vibes for the Nuggets going into the playoffs right now couldn't be higher. Like it's
Yeah.
the best probably Nuggets fans have felt all year.
What I was gonna say is that now that Aaron Gordon's been back and he's been fully fledged into the lineup and everyone else has kind of joined him, it feels like Cam Johnson knows his role now. He's shooting the ball well. Aaron Gordon has really his defensive impact on the Nuggets team. It cannot be shown on a piece of paper. I feel like defensively they're just a completely different team with him in the fold. Where are you at confidence wise with the Nuggets coming into the playoffs? Because I feel like this is the best they've looked all season.
I mean, exactly. It's like I feel very confident in the Nuggets. Like usually in the past, like okay, we play the Timberwolves. Timberwolves have our number, blah blah, all that stuff. But no, this year I feel like really good about it. I was like, I don't care who they get. Like I don't care if they get the Lakers. I didn't care if they got the like even when Lakers were playing good. I didn't care if they got the Lakers, Rockets, or Timberwolves because that was like, going to be our three matchups for a while. I was like, I feel confident over the Nuggets in any of those series just because of the way that like I mean they have so much talent. They are so deep. Like they arguably have as deep as a 9-man rotation as OKC when they're all healthy. It's just gonna come down to like has this team played enough minutes together? I mean that's really what it's gonna come down to. But I feel confident. Like if they play even half of how they play as a recent, and I know the team feels good. Like they're all stoked about it. So
Mhm.
I think they're happy. I think it's gonna be good.
From an offensive standpoint, I feel like there's no one in the West that really can match up with the Nuggets when they're going full throttle. So to me, it is all going to be on that defense. They just need to be above average defensively for most games, and I think the Nuggets have a really good shot to get to the finals. Because I look at the East, I think that's where most like the powerhouse offenses are that I think match up better with the Nuggets. Like I think Boston matches up well with the Nuggets at times. I think Cleveland and New York match up better with Denver. But for them to go out west, I think it's really just going to be the defense being just good enough because I think the offense is obviously going to be there in my opinion. I just trust them way too much.
No,
Yeah.
I agree.
I feel like it's all coming together at the right time too. Like with Aaron Gordon coming back, he's like you said, Nate, completely changed their defensive identity. I think Christian Brown and Cam Johnson are starting to finally like get their footing. Cam Johnson in particular, like I've just liked the way that they kind of fit into the offense as of late. And then, do we have an official status update, Nick, on Peyton Watson? Is he expected to go for Game 1?
See, here's the thing. Here's comes some information that like I kind of know, kind of don't. The agent I'm hearing is saying that he could miss the whole first round,
Oh,
Yeah.
but
Wow.
that's not to say that that's what
Yeah.
is or anything like that.
Yeah, don't
That is not
aggregate
the
me on everyone
gospel.
listening.
Do not go
Yeah.
spread
I've
it.
just heard like
I wouldn't mind that.
of word. That's kind of what I've heard. But
Nathan's licking his
who
chops
knows?
over there.
I don't
mean,
think put it
yeah,
this way. I
like,
don't think Payne Watson is going to be the difference in this series, though.
Right.
well,
He's a weird one.
Yeah, it's gonna be
yeah.
Jalen Pickett, clearly.
I mean, I feel like we know who Gordon is, and he's going to be the guy that's going against Julius. And whenever you put up like a physical defender against Julius, like he's just kind of ineffective. But I feel like if Gordon gets like hurt or something like that, or he's on the bench, like Peyton Watson can defend. Like, I mean, he can pick up Ant or like Julius too. So if he's down, like that's huge.
So,
Yeah,
Nathan,
the two biggest question marks on the Nuggets right now are Spencer Jones and
Mhm.
Payne Watson, injury wise. Like nobody knows.
LinkedIn
Like
legend Spencer Jones.
they've heard like oh they could be back whatever. I mean Payne Watson definitely ain't playing game one. I mean we'll see what happens, but Payne's my guy,
Yeah.
by the way. So I don't want.
Yeah.
Hey, he's had
You
a
know.
great season. Shout out to David Adelman for like unleashing him and really just being like, "Hey, you're going to be our guy to step in and fill the Aaron Gordon role while Aaron Gordon's not playing."
But the
And
truth is, it wasn't even because of that. It was
Yeah.
because of literally they had no other options.
Mhm.
Like it was Peyton Watson or nothing. Cam
Yeah.
Johnson was hurt. Like there was a point where it was only like Jamal Murray and Peyton Watson.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like
It
that's
was ridiculous.
that's why Spencer Jones ended up getting those minutes too, and then he
And he's
ended
been
up being
awesome.
he's been a real player. Nathan, we just talked about Julius. Like, how do you feel about Julius in this matchup, particularly against Denver?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think there's some other X factors you can pick out, but I feel like Julius is just like every single night the X factor of like, is he gonna shoot well from three? Is he gonna be engaged like defensively? Because frankly, if he can shoot like above like even 36% like from deep, and if he can like at least pick up Jokic for a few possessions, because I feel like Julius's superpower is, or he just gets charged up whenever someone's being physical with him, like while he's defending. And there's like few people that are more physical than Jokic, you know. And so, but like no one can stop Jokic, right? So if we can potentially have Julius fronting on Jokic and having Rudy lurking behind, kind of the way we did it in the semis a couple of years ago, like I feel like that's the best defense we can throw at him, because we know Rudy can't guard Jokic straight up. Nas and Kyle Anderson can maybe pick up a few possessions, but like I feel like
no.
Julius is going to spend the most.
Seen that story
time
before.
on it.
What was
right. And
What was the story quote when Rudy was talking to Jokic or whatever? He goes, "I have 43, brother," or something.
Yeah,
He said
I have
no,
47.
it's-
Brother, I have 47 or whatever. 42 maybe.
something.
and like I don't blame, because no one can defend Jokic. Like he's the best player in the world. So like it's just so much more effective to have Rudy guarding the rim for the cuts and for everything else that Jokic doesn't do. So I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, to go on another tangent, the problem is now, and you can maybe speak onto this more, Nick, that the Nuggets don't have any non-shooters really anymore. And so there's no one to lurk off of like Rudy, where he could lurk off like Gordon in the last playoff series.
No, for sure. And I almost countered like you mid talking, saying that it's like that's the difference this year about this team is everybody is a shooter and everyone is actually hitting their shots right now. Like Tim Hardaway Jr. We never had that up and down that we were talking about earlier in the season. Like, oh, Tim Hardaway Jr. becomes your best player. Nah, he should win 6th Man of the Year. He's been awesome.
He was on my ballot for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, this was the most consistent Tim Hardaway season I've ever seen, and I've always been. I love Tim Hardaway. Was like the 3rd ever basketball jersey that I bought as a rookie when he was on the Knicks. So I've always had some love for Tim Hardaway, but then he talked some shit or whatever, and when he was on Detroit, I didn't like him as much. But I had a fun time watching. There was no moment. There's a few games, obviously, but for the most part, Tim was very good. So I'll give Tim his flowers for that. And I did have him 2nd on my ballot for 6th Man, Dion.
I think we both had him 2nd.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
he's had a really good season.
So that's the biggest difference with the Nuggets this year. Is the shooting is like we actually can shoot now, which is a great change of pace.
And that basically eliminates how Nathan wanted to play. You can't front and have Gobert just behind and be like, oh, let's just leave a guy open in the corner against the best 3-point shooting team in the league. Like that's not a recipe for success.
Yeah.
I don't know how are they gonna guard Denver, man?
Yeah, I mean it's gonna. I would guess like come Saturday 2:30 p.m. Central Time, I guess, because you guys are Eastern Time. It's going to be Rudy on Jokic, and we're just going to like have to pray like that we can at least contain him, because the game plan for us has always been to keep Jokic as a scorer, not as a passer, because that's where that's where we think he hurts us the best, is when he's passing the ball and getting 15 assists per game. We'd rather have him get 45 than 20 assists or whatever. But I mean, it's going to be a mix of like Julius, maybe a little Nas, maybe a little Kai Anderson. At some point we'll probably double him, but it's just going to be everything we can throw at him to just try to contain him or try to frustrate him just a little bit.
Nate, I wanted to ask you your expectations for Jaden McDaniels in the series, because we talked a little bit about Peyton Watson on the Denver side of things. Jaden McDaniels to me is like the Pokemon evolution version of like Peyton Watson in my eyes. I know he's been dealing with injuries as well. What are your kind of expectations for him in this first round?
I mean, he reminds me a lot.
No, wrong Nate. I'm sorry. I meant Timberwolves Nathan. Sorry.
Yeah, I was confused. Why would you ask me about that?
Sorry.
Okay, this is fuck.
I can talk
This is the
about it.
difficulty of having two Nates at once.
Sorry. Yeah, he seems healthy. Ant has taken a little more time to come back. The games he has played, he's looked really rusty. Jane has not looked rusty at all. So he's gotten his pills and injections in. So we're all good on that. But in terms of
they give what did they give OG that one game where he was like
Horse
coked up?
tranquilizer?
Or they're gonna give him like a bunch of shots and pills, and he's just gonna be like shaking on the sideline before the game.
right. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see who Denver is going to put on Jaden, because it feels like every team just always underestimates him on offense, and he just gets 10 points in the first 6 minutes, and then they're like, oh, we need to call timeout and figure out someone else to guard him. So, but I don't know. He's turned into a legit mid-range option. He knows his spots. He knows he can destroy people in transition. And yeah, I mean, he's just so much more confident even than last year. So we'll see. I mean, I could definitely see him being our second best player. He always levels up for the playoffs, especially defensively and offensively. So he's going to be the key to getting transition going, running with Io and Bones. And Denver can't leave him open anymore like they did a couple of years ago too. So
yeah, I wanted to ask you too, what are the early returns on the Io trade? Because I was a huge fan of it. Kind of came out of nowhere. I thought someone would trade for Io. Didn't expect it to be Minnesota, but I felt like he's been a perfect fit. I just wanted to get kind of your 2 cents on it.
Shout out the Bulls, man. Shout out the Chicago Bulls for getting second rounders for him.
Yeah, we appreciate them taking Rob off our hands.
Rob Dillingham was one of the worst basketball players in the goddamn league.
Dude, it was sad. Like, he would make some fun plays, and everyone would get so hyped.
He scored 26 and 13 assists or something the last game against the Wizards, and someone was like, "This is worse than giving up 83 to Bam." And I was like, "You know what? We might have a
Can't be worse. Can't be worse.
That's pretty bad." But I mean, okay. Anyways, back to Io.
Yeah.
There had been some rumblings that we were going to trade for either Kobe White or Io, so one of the Bulls guards. Even back to training camp, the team have been preaching transition as just a way to get the offense going, because we had always been last or bottom of the league in transition opportunities, and so we were middle of the pack by the deadline. But Io has just completely changed the landscape of how this team plays. He's always running, he's always initiating fast breaks, and so he's just relentless at attacking the rim, and so it's just opening up an entire new dynamic of this team, because typically Ant and Julius especially love to play in half court, and it's just not efficient offense at all, and it's not how we're going to be able to beat a team like the Nuggets. So I'm super excited to see what Io's going to do, and I think it's also important because he's in the one game he has played against the Nuggets. I feel like he guarded Jamal Murray decently well. Maybe not as well as a Nikhil did, but I feel like he'll pick up a lot of the slack where Jaden is off the floor.
Something that I love about Io in this matchup is that I think if the Wolves are going to be competitive or try to win this series, they're going to have to make the Nuggets play pretty slow. They're bottom 10 in pace. I think they're 20th in the league in pace. And the Nuggets aren't the fastest team in the league, but they're a faster team. You have to let the Nuggets, or you can't let the Nuggets dictate the pace of this series, in my opinion. You have to go out and make them play faster, make them stop you in transition. And that's something that I think makes Io, outside of Julius Randle, who you talked about, one of the X factors in this series. I think Io has to continue to play as well as he's played without Ant, with Ant now back, in the fold for every game.
Yeah. No, I agree. He's been confident these last few weeks, especially. So I don't know. Well, I don't think he's going to be up to the fourth best player or anything like that. But he's been playing more minutes than Naz Reid, 5 more minutes per game, which is shocking off the bench. So
I love Naz.
Jersey's finest. Nick, I wanted to ask you if there's any matchups that you look at across the board that would give you any cause for concern, whether it be the Nuggets not having a good answer for them offensively, or someone that you think could slow down one of the Nuggets guys offensively.
To be honest, for the first time in a while, I would say pretty much no. Because the Nuggets kind of have an answer for everyone. They have such a different personnel this year. They have a bunch of what's it called? Whatever, Army knife,
Swiss
so whatever
Army
it is.
knife.
Swiss Army
Yeah,
knife.
Swiss
Yeah.
Army knives. Yeah, okay, I can remember the word. Anyways, so they have a bunch of those this year, and everybody's had to play every role because of the
Mhm.
injury. So I've seen everybody in every thing. So I mean, it'd be nice if we get Spencer Jones back because, like, okay, we can put him in for like what 6 minutes against Ant and know that's fine. He might foul a bunch or whatever a couple times, but he's a 3-and-D. You know, you can like survive with that. Cam plays good defense and does a bunch of stuff well. You can basically match him against Jaden, or you can match AG against Jaden. Like we have a bunch of options. Like everyone can switch. Obviously, Jokic can't really switch against a guard, but like everyone like has done everything this year. So I honestly don't see anything, and I'm just like, okay, that's going to be a problem. Obviously, Ant's a problem. He just hits big shots no
Right.
matter who's on him. Like the one that he did in the regular season, he had like crazy shot, the send it into OT and stuff like that. Like there's just some players you can't do anything about. But no, there's not really anything I'm particularly looking at and be like, yeah, that's going to be a problem. And I also honestly listening to Nathan's side of it, like it makes me more confident in the Nuggets. Like maybe like before this, I would said like Nuggets in like 7 probably, but now I'm feeling like more in 6 just because of the injuries and how they're feeling and stuff like that. Because like I mean the Nuggets, like this is the best Nuggets fans have felt all year.
Mhm.
The thing I will say about the Nuggets, and as much as I agree with you, they have a bunch of guys who do a lot of everything, and they have guys who are willing to play different roles, which is also a big thing. I don't think they have a great option for Ant. I know you said he's going to hit his shots. I think Ant could have a crazy series if he's actually healthy. I wouldn't be surprised if Ant averages 30 to 35 in this. Like, there is no one on the Nuggets team I'm confident in bothering him for a 48-minute game where Ant's going to comfortably get to his spots, and I think that breaks down a lot of things. When Ant gets going, Minnesota tends to follow. So I'm not saying that Ant's going to single-handedly win the series, but I think Ant is going to cause Denver some problems. I'm still going to probably go Denver in 6 or 7 games, but Ant is, as long as Ant's healthy, I'll say I'm very, very confident in him in this series.
Yeah, but you can say the same thing about Jokic. It's like they don't have an answer for Jokic.
that's
So
yeah.
it's like, which one are you taking? You know, I agree. Like Ant's like single-handedly won them so many games against us in particular.
It should be a very fun series between the two stars. Like that overtime game earlier in the season with Denver and Minnesota was awesome. And then Ant got ejected at the last minute, or technical foul in like the last minute. Yeah, that was fun.
Who would you say, Nick?
I'm curious, so
Go ahead,
if I
Nathan.
can jump in. What is the best coverage for Ant, do you think, from Denver's perspective? Because I have my thoughts on this, but
I mean, what do you think it is? Because honestly,
yeah, I mean, so I'm expecting them to put Christian Brown on him to start because I low key like think Christian Brown has been a decent-ish defender on him. He's given him some like troubles more than anyone else on Denver. I do expect them to put a little Aaron Gordon on them, but I'm also expecting them to blitz a lot and double, especially at the end of games. I just know, like, if you're blitzing with Jokic, like, it's just going to wear him out. So you can't do that the entire game. So,
no, I agree. I think the blitzing him is like exactly what they're going to do, especially at the end, like you're saying. And like honestly, I expect CB to start on him, but I wouldn't be surprised if AG switches onto him because like AG's like in the Nuggets' mind, like AG like guards the best player. Like that's just what that's like their kind of thing. So it is what it is.
Makes sense.
So we'll
Nick,
see
if
what
you
happens.
had to like say put money on one of the off-ball players for the Nuggets, maybe not having the hottest shooting stretch for this series, who are you like most worried about?
I mean, like again, until like I see it for a game or two, but he's hit so many clutch shots. I still have to say Cam, but in reality, it's honestly CB. Like CB either hits his shots or he doesn't. Like it's just what it is.
Actually,
But until I see it with Cam, I'm going to say Cam.
Okay.
Minnesota could get away with putting Rudy on Christian Brown in spurts and having Rudy just, as a backline defender.
right. Yeah. And I think we've toyed with that before, and we probably have done that coverage in the past. It's just like when Christian Brown is such a good cutter and off-ball mover, even if he's not shooting, it's just so, because, I mean, especially Jokic is like the best in the world.
You get open for
cutters.
0.3 of a second, and Jokic is gonna find you like laser heat, like heat vision or some shit.
Yeah. So I mean, if we do go with the Rudy lurking, I feel like it's gonna be Christian Brown instead of Aaron Gordon. But
yeah,
you don't seem thrilled about this matchup, Nathan.
Dude, I try to think about it of like I mean, we played our best basketball 2 years ago and still barely won in Game 7. And now, like, we don't have Carl, which I think is like bigger than people like put it out to be, because Julius is not nearly as big or strong, or well, I shouldn't say strong, but like Carl is just a massive human, and so
Cat
it helps
just
to cover
gobbles
that.
up rebounds, and Julius has actually been the worst rebound. Julius's rebounding falling off a cliff since he got to Minnesota doesn't make sense to me, because he's rebounded well next to other bigs before, but since he started playing next to Rudy, he's just like, I don't want to grab rebounds. He doesn't even act like he ball watches on rebounds, which is the one thing I never saw Randall do. As much as his effort was questionable at times, he never ball watched on rebound. Now he ball watches on every rebound. Am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy, and it's just weird that like Minnesota turns like 3s and 4s into really terrible rebounders, because Jaden and Nas have always been just atrocious like rebounders, and so I don't know. I'm hoping we get that triple double version of Julius back, because then like he's really cooking. So, but no, like Carl is definitely a better rebounder than Julius. And like honestly, like Carl was so underrated in how he guarded Jokic. Like it wasn't lockdown like in the slightest, but he's put up so much more resistance to Jokic compared to what Julius has done in the past few years. So I just don't even know like what kind of coverage I can like reliably lean on to win 4 games out of 7. So and that's not to say like I'm giving up on the series, but it's like, I mean, we're minus or plus 340 on the like series to win it
that's
for
exactly
a reason.
what
So
I was gonna get to next. Yeah. So yeah, I think Denver's like a minus 350 favorite to win the series. So not a lot of hope coming from Vegas as far as the Timberwolves odds of making it out. I think the most likely outcome, just according to like the sportsbook odds or whatever, would be Nuggets in 6. So assuming that is the outcome, and let's say the Timberwolves fight a competitive 6-game series, but ultimately are just not the better team. What do you think comes next for the Timberwolves in the offseason? Like, where do they go from here?
Yeah, and it's interesting to bring that up, because I think some of the reporting that's come out has been that one of the 3 bigs we have is not going to be on the team next year, whether Julius, Nas, or Rudy. I feel like it's going to be Rudy that's gone. He still does have some value on his contract, I feel like. And it's not, he's only at 36 million a year right now. So it's not unmovable, I guess, in a way like a Joel Embiid or something like that would be. But like, frankly, I'll throw some stats at you guys. So he's when he's on the floor, the Timberwolves are 11.8 points better defensively. But when he's on the floor, he's also 8.4 fewer points per possession worse offensively. So it's just like a completely different team with him on the floor versus off. And I mean, we have one of the better offenses in the league when he's off the floor, but like the defense craters too. And so it's kind of just going to be what kind of direction do we want to go, of like a mediocre defensive team, but something where the ball's flying around and we're hitting threes all the time? Or are we going to stick with the like slow it down half court defense and offense of Rudy Gobert? So I don't know. Like we'll see where it goes, but I think that's going to be the big move of the offseason.
Send them to Sacramento so they can have 3 centers and you get Zach LaVine back.
See, that'd be fun. See, even I was thinking like Charlotte could genuinely use a Rudy Gobert though, because I feel like Charlotte is in a lot of ways where the Timberwolves were at when we had that play-in year too. Yeah, which is even like self-fulfilling prophecy. They had their play-in moment last night too. So
right,
we'll see what happens with that, but
yeah, absolute cinema last night. Shout out to Kobe White. So Rudy, 36.5 mil for next season, and then a $38 million player option for what will be his age 35 season.
Yeah, see, like if I'm Charlotte, I want to keep the money open for potentially someone better than Rudy Gobert. That should be the issue.
Yeah,
but I don't know
who's coming to Charlotte though. I don't know that Charlotte.
I am freaking out of bio.
Not after what LaMelo did to him. No, I'm just kidding. I honestly think that got overblown.
We're gonna go there, bro.
Like, when you watch the replay of it, like LaMelo had no leverage to actually be tripping Bam. Like, yeah, his hand was on his ankle, but like you didn't.
You know what's weird too, or not weird, but kind of crazy is that they reviewed that for LaMelo, which I thought looked a lot less like violent looking than when Joel Embiid yanked Mitchell Robinson's leg down when he jumped up for a layup like 2 years ago, where he literally like pulled his leg out of his socket almost and like caused him to miss the rest of the series. I don't know.
You can always count on Mr. Taylor to make a Knicks comparison. I love it.
No, that was a thing on Twitter. I saw I got like 12,000 likes. That wasn't just like a Knicks thing.
No, I got you. But you can always count on you to.
That's true. That is also true.
I don't know if we can go on a quick Hornets tangent. I think that they're not really exactly a free agent destination, so I think they could comfortably land.
I didn't say free agency. They can trade for somebody though. The trade market is typically how you land big players.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Fair enough.
I don't know. I think the Hornets are the most enticing of an option that they've ever been, like for a long time.
For sure.
Like I wouldn't rule them out getting someone, because I think there's a lot there that you can like sell yourself to when you are a free agent. Like a player can sell himself on, oh, I got all these passers, they move the ball, their whole thing is kick out and threes and whatever, like for Rudy, it's like he sees Diabate or whatever, and it's like, oh, he can do that,
Actually, low-key, would I want Rudy Gobert over Moussa Diabate right now?
You would.
Hey, they were calling him the best defender in the world.
Offensively, I don't know. I think
when you factor in the money, I think it becomes more of a conversation. But obviously, Rudy's still
I
agree with
Shout
that.
out to Moose, one of my favorite players of the season for sure. But let's be real. Come on. I wouldn't hate that. Do you think Giannis could be in play for the Timberwolves, Nathan, this summer?
Jeez, I mean, I've already gone through the existential crisis of gutting an entire team for Giannis, and I don't really want to do that again. So,
okay.
Conley takes big swings. Like, I'm not gonna rule him out, but
Nick
I just don't know how we meet like the asking price unless like the Bucks just try to get rid of him.
Well, I think
would you be for it though? Like, or would you be pro Giannis to the Timberwolves?
No, I don't think I could do it. He's too old. Like I like where the young core is at, and I'm not gonna gut the team just to try to get a Giannis type.
The thing though I'll say about Giannis's price right now is I feel like it's probably the lowest the value is ever gonna be this summer, because we had all this drama already with the Bucks. Like teams have already clearly tried to trade for him, and it's been very difficult. The negotiations with the Bucks, they've been so wishy-washy with what they want. Giannis's calf something. Didn't he have another injury at the end of the season that wasn't his calf?
He's got a calf, a knee.
Calf and knee.
Yeah.
Like a 31-year-old Giannis coming off of 2 lower body injuries. I don't know how, especially when Giannis is going to pick where he wants to go inevitably anyways, he's going to have to give the okay to one of these teams.
I was going to say, actually, I think that we've reached the point now, because there is such a level of animosity between the two parties, that I think the Bucks are just going to take whatever's the best offer. Like, I think they'll send him to the Blazers if they can get some of their own picks back. I don't really think they really care about, Giannis wants to go to Miami, so we'll work out a deal with Miami. Like, I think
if they can't get confirmation if a team can't get confirmation from Giannis that he's willing to play there and extend there, they're probably not going to trade for him.
Okay. That's a fair point. Yeah, because he does have the 1 year left. Fair enough. As far as the Nuggets go, I mean, I think obviously it would be a catastrophe for them to lose in the first round, but we don't have to spend too much on that. What is the expectation for the Nuggets, Nick, going into this playoff run? Like, is it a failure if they lose in the conference finals?
No, that's a success, I would say. So it's weird. We have a really hard path. Like it's gonna be Minnesota, Spurs, OKC. Like Nathan already touched on it. If it's Knicks, we might be cooked. But if it's Celtics, give me the Nuggets. But anyways, what's it called? No. So I mean, I wouldn't say it's a failure. I think the team would see it as a failure because they were so talented. But everybody knows, it's like the whole story of this entire season. Injuries. The team hasn't been healthy, all that stuff. But they wouldn't say that directly. They would just be disappointed. But everybody knows, that's kind of what's going on. But no, I think it would be a disappointment if the Nuggets don't win this series, just because of how they played as of late and just the vibes around the team. And I think next series could go either way.
Yeah, that is shaping up to be an all-time classic if we do get Nuggets Spurs. I mean, the game that they did play a couple weeks ago was just a beauty of a contest for sure. So
I mean, if they don't win in the first round, though, trade Jokic, cut Jamal Murray,
fire David Adams. No. Honestly, the real question mark is what they're gonna do Are they going to keep PY? Are they going to trade him? Or
Yeah.
are they going to
Yeah.
are going to trade Cam Johnson instead? Like honestly, they have the guys this year. If they're going to win it, they have the talent. They have everything they need. They like this year is a very doable year. It sucks that everyone got injured because who knows how good this team could have been. Like they even got Bruce Brown back. They have
Mhm.
everybody going. Oh, honestly,
Imagine
Bruce
they
Brown
had
might be a
Michael
bad
Porter
shooter in the
Jr..
playoffs. By the way.
Yeah,
Oh,
right. Yeah, I wasn't.
haha.
Yeah.
Haha.
Yeah, it'll be. Yeah, Peyton Watson's free agency will be interesting. He might have priced himself out as far as sticking around in Denver.
No, that's the thing. He hasn't. See, here's the thing about PY. Here's the thing about PY. He wants to go be a superstar. I know this for a fact. Like he's like pretty much like told my people
Yeah.
and stuff that he wants to go be a superstar. He has the talent. He thinks in his head he thinks he's Paul George.
Mm.
Okay. And he's a fair play. Like he's shown
Hey, he's had some
whatever,
flashes,
but like
yeah.
in
Yeah, yeah.
that's what
That kind of
that's his
confidence is what
mindset.
gets
So
you to the NBA. It makes sense.
I don't know. Like, I can totally see this happening. Nuggets keep him, and then like a year and a half, he's like asking for a trade out because he's not going to like doing what he wants. So I'm really interested to see what the Nuggets do with the politics of that situation because, I mean, who knows? Like, what's the best
Yeah.
option?
But financially, you think like they'll keep him around regardless?
I think that's what they're going to do. I don't know. Like, I can totally see them keeping Cam for one more year. And yeah,
because the Cronkies aren't exactly known for using their deep pockets. They have deep pockets, we all know that, but yeah, actually utilizing it on the Denver Nuggets payroll, not the greatest.
The Nuggets are our first apron team, right?
No, I think they're just like they're like below the apron.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
So they can spend whatever. Like let's say Peyton Watson gets offered like a full MLE or like more than that. Like they can just go and match that. Like no
yeah,
matter
but
what.
he's not. He's gonna get offered like way
Yeah, he's
more
going to
than
get more
by
than
someone.
that.
It's
Plus,
gonna
it does
be
because you have
cooked.
Aaron Gordon and Christian Brown's extension kicking in next year, so they do jump from 186 to 215 mil for next season, and that's without P. Watt, Tim Hardaway Jr., or Bruce Brown, or Spencer Jones.
Yeah, I mean, there's even some people like not anybody in the media, but like I've seen fans talk about, oh, maybe they should trade Aaron Gordon instead, but I think that would be a mistake.
No.
It's like it's because of his injuries. Aaron Gordon is injured a lot. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So
But-
I don't know. It's a really finicky one.
I could
It's
see
a really
a team
weird
like Sacramento
situation.
going and throwing a little bag at Peyton
Jeez.
Watson because he's kind of young.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be their most exciting player moving forward. So.
He'd be down with it. He wants to go to Cali.
So they
I
could
will
pay
say
like
that.
$100 million combined for like Keegan Murray and
Oh, jeez.
Peyton Watson over the next 2 years.
Cooked, bro. Cooked.
Anyways,
Yeah, how sad would that be though? Because Peyton Watson, if he signed there, would be like their most exciting asset. To be honest, that's the state of the Kings.
no,
right
don't stop sleeping on Maxime Reynaud, okay? Won't
now.
have
Okay,
it.
all right.
He's
cool
decent,
too.
yeah.
He's cool too. Yeah, potential all rookie first team. Nate, what else did you have? Because that was pretty much everything I wanted to get to.
Which Nate? That's the question.
Well, my co-host Nate.
Nate.
Sorry.
I mean, no, I think we.
No,
pretty
you
much-
got. He'll have to go. You'll have to go as Nathan from now on.
I was like, we touched on everything. I was gonna say we could have them go back and forth, but I feel like we had a good back and forth between the two fan bases. So, anything else that's like should be talked about? What's the play-in scores right now? Let's check that.
live looking at the plan.
Live look at the play-in tournament right now.
So,
So let's see. Okay, the
Nick-
Magic
Nick,
are
you
down
got-
68 to 75. I said the score backwards.
So Nick, you went from probably going Nuggets in 7 to after talking with Nathan, you actually feel more confident and you're going Nuggets in 6.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, this is how Timberwolves are feeling going into it. Like, I love where the Nuggets are at right now, and yeah, I mean, like, it's hard not to be confident in the Nuggets. I mean, finally got their first 10-game win streak of the Jokic era.
Yeah.
12 games straight. Oh my god, I couldn't believe it. Everyone was like, this team doesn't win 10 games in a row. Like, nobody thought
Yeah,
it was
they've
gonna. It's
never
been a
done it
running
with
joke
Jokic.
with the media for a while. So
Yeah.
it was cool to see him do that. But yeah, no. So no, I mean, I
Oh.
feel confident.
Well, I wanted to ask this, I guess, before we get Nathan's pick of the series. Do you think that the Magic should be relegated to the G League? And why is the answer yes?
Hey, fake fan base, fake everything, bro.
All
It's
right,
hard to be
Nathan,
serious about that.
Nathan, do you have an opinion on the Magic, or do you want to give us your pick here for the series?
I mean, hey, Jalen Suggs is a Minneapolis kid, so I'm always rooting for him. But no, I mean, like maybe I'm too much of a pessimist with this series. There's still a lot of people that say like we're the perfect matchup for the Nuggets, and like this is the third straight year where like the underdogs in the first round series, and so we're gonna like win the finals. And I'm like, well, No,
Well, that's
but,
math.
Like, true, right? But I don't know. It like either way, it's going to be a fun series. I can't wait to see like the chess matches of how Denver like guards Ant and how we guard Jokic and how much that's going to change over the series. But I don't know. I'm feeling pretty confident it'll be wrapped up in 6 for the Nuggets.
So I guess before we get out of here, do you guys have any pictures of play in tonight right now? Sixers up 77-71 against the Magic, and then the Warriors and Clippers. Do you have predictions for either of those two games?
I do. I think the Sixers are gonna win. I've been following the East very closely. Hornets are a very close second favorite team to me. I used to go to Hornets game all the time in college, so I really have been happy about the Hornets and tracking every single game and stuff like that. But I'm hoping the Hornets get to play the Magic. I think it's a better matchup for them, and yeah, I hope the Hornets make the playoffs. That's the only thing I hope for. The other side, I don't care what happens to the West. They're gonna lose first round to OKC anyways.
Right.
So.
I also hope that though, because I want to see a Magic a Hornets and Pistons series. Definitely not a Magic and Pistons series. Oh my God!
No.
Can you imagine the bricks in that series?
That would be the NBA TV series for sure. For sure. But Pistons Hornets, I think, would be very exciting, even if it was like a 5-game series.
Everyone's getting suspended. Every single player.
At least over under 3.5 punches thrown in it.
Over under
Exactly.
Musa Diabate and Jalen Duren, like,
dude, they
boxing
hate
matches.
each other.
Well, is Beef Stew still injured, or can he might just run on the floor anyways?
Yeah, I mean he's
too close, but
he's viable to run up onto the court regardless. So who knows what might happen?
Isaiah Stewart Falcon punch in the middle of the court of game 1. Just
Right at tip off, he just tackles Musa Diabate. No, I do hope we get Hornets Pistons.
anyways, I guess if you guys want to plug your stuff or anything, if Nathan you want to plug your tell us to go follow your page that everyone should follow and that you should definitely make more content on.
I'm doing my best. I'm at probably bad NBA takes underscores in between all the words. I'll do my best to soliloquy every single win and loss in this
I appreciate
wonderful time of the year. So
Yes, sir. And Nick, go ahead, plug all yours as well.
At DNVR Nick on Instagram. Yeah, no. I mean, I just do all the stuff behind the scenes at DNVR Sports, the YouTube and stuff like that. So if you want the closest thing to the Nuggets insiders and all that stuff, they got podcasts and stuff with more intelligent people who actually write about the team and stuff there. I just get to go to the games because I get to be the cameraman and stuff like that. So
there's a lot of cool pictures and videos though on your page. So if anyone wants to go check out any cool Nuggets behind the scenes stuff or on the court action, go check out Nick's page. We'll link that all below. Same with Nathan. We'll have his stuff in the link below. And Dion will take us out of here.
Yes, sir. That will do it for this episode. Just want to give a big thanks to everybody for listening. Big thanks to Nathan and Nick for coming on the show. This was a lot of fun. I think it's the first time we've had multiple guests in one episode, so this is pretty cool.
It is.
And it just worked out perfectly. That
2-for-1 history here today.
It was a pivotal moment. It was really cool that your teams are facing off in the first round, so it worked out perfectly. So yeah, once again, thanks you guys for coming on. It's always a blast to have the two of you on here. And again, thanks everybody for listening. Make sure to subscribe to the pod on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you're listening. Check us out on all socials. Tumblr, does that still exist?
I don't know.
I don't think it does. But follow us on all socials. Tumblr, if that does exist. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, even though we don't really use Twitter, but you can follow us there too, at 2for1hoops. Hope everyone has a great rest of their day.